Hello everybody, this is Mainframe and welcome to my Clickteam Fusion 2.5 tutorial series on making a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game. Now I do recommend before watching this series that you watch at least like 2 other tutorials just on navigating the menus of Clickteam Fusion 2.5 because some of this may be hard to understand without a little bit of prior knowledge. Anyways, to get started, I'm going to go to File and press New to make a new application. Then you're going to press New Frame, you're going to right click on Application 1 or whatever it's called. You're going to press New Frame 2 more times. So you have frames 1, frames 2, and frames 3. Then you got to make sure Application 1 is still blue. Properties, Window, and then you change the size to your desired aspect ratio. So mine's going to be 1280 by 720. Then you're going to go back to your workspace toolbar. Yes. And you go to frame 1. Now you'll see that I have this toolbar called Layers. This may not be visible for you, and this might apply to other things I use. If something is not visible for you, go to View, and then Toolbars, and you can toggle viewing stuff like Layers Toolbar, that's Control K, so you can either click on this if it's not visible, or say Layers Toolbar isn't visible, Control K, visible. Now frame 1, this is going to be our warning frame, so we go to properties of it, background color, and then also like black. This can be whatever you want though, it's just how it usually goes. You're going to want to right click on the name of the frame, rename, or F2. I'm going to name it Warning. Then you're going to want to, so there's 2 ways of going about this. You can either insert an object, string, that's right, you right click and then you hit insert an object, right click, insert object, or Control J, string, and you click. And then if you enter, let's just say warn, because I'm not going to actually use this, you can right click on this string once you have it selected, and you can go to text and typeface, and you can edit all this stuff around to make it look cool, edit size, font style, font. I recommend VCR OSD Mono because it looks pretty technical. Terminal's also another good one though. Terminal. And if you go back to text, you can also edit the color to make it like white so it shows up on a black background. I am going to, however, add an image. Then this is going to be our probably most used object in this series, the active. Okay, now that this is here, I'm going to edit it, and then don't really, let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna wanna edit this transparency color. So I'll go ahead and transparency color, then let it erase the alpha channel, and then select that. There you go. Now it's got a transparent background. You want to double click on it, and then you go align and frame horizontal center, right click on it again, align and frame vertical center. That gets it in the center of the screen. Now this is a little small, so I'm going to make it larger, and then align and frame horizontal center, align and frame vertical center. Now you're going to want to go into the events editor, click new condition, and I click the timer. Click is the timer equal to a certain value? And then this can be any time you want. I'm just going to put 3. And then we're going to go to timer, fire event after given delay. No, not that. My bad. Sorry. You're going to go to storyboard controls, next frame. It's going to make it so that when you run the application, it'll show the warning, and then go to your next frame. And then what I did was run application. You won't, if you don't have the Clickteam Fusion 2.5 Thinkless add-on, you will not have this feature, but I do recommend getting it. It's like $25, and it's super helpful, even just for this. Now you're gonna want to go to your next frame, frame 2, rename, and let's just call it main menu. I will also set this one's background color to black. Next, you're going to want to get a couple image files of your character in the menu, like how Freddy does. I have the assets from Freddy and FNaF 1 here, so you can drag and drop your images here, and I'll create a new active object with him. Now I will add new frames, and then you can just drag and drop your extra images in here. Now if you run this application or frame, you can just run the frame. You'll see that he runs through the animation really fast and then stops on this animation. This is not how Freddy does this in the actual FNaF 1, so we're going to want to fix this. To do that, we'll go to the event editor, new condition, storyboard controls, start a frame, and right click under the active object, animation, stop. Now if we go back to our frame, I'm going to real quick rename him to Freddy so we can keep track of him. If we run our frame now, he won't run through the animation. Starting to look a little bit more like the actual menu screen, but we still need to make him cycle through these frames. It's actually quite easy to do this. We go back to our event editor, new condition, every on the timer, use a calculation, then you're going to type out R random, then this, I think it's a parenthesis, I don't really remember. And you're going to do, let's say 2,000, it's in thousandths of a second, 4,000. This could be any time you want though, it's just going to be frequency in which he glitches. We're going to go to our Freddy, and we're going to go to animation, change, animation frame. We're going to type R random again and do 1, 3. Now this can be any numbers you want depending on how many different glitch frames you have. It's just a random number between 1 and 3, and hit OK. And now so how we have the code right now, he will glitch, but he won't revert back, and we don't want that. So we're gonna right click on the timer, fire event after given delay, and then let's do around half a second. And then name our event, so we're gonna click in between these quotation marks, and we're going to do revert glitch. This can be whatever you want it to be called. Now I'm going to press on our new condition, the timer on event. I'm going to make sure it's the same name as the event we did before, so revert glitch. We're going to do, this is a handy thing, you're going to be doing this a lot if you use Clickteam Fusion a lot. Drag this down, and you press edit, and then do 0. Now we'll run our frame to see how the code is. As you can see, every once in a while, he'll randomly glitch. However, I do think that he stays glitched a little too long. This is an easy fix though. You simply edit, right click, edit, and we drag this down. And now, that looks much better. So we have Freddy done. Now, if we keep coding off of this, it's gonna get kind of messy. So on the 4 here, I'm gonna right click, insert a group of events. I'm gonna name it Fred Glitch or whatever you want it to. Then we're gonna click on our 3, shift click to 1 to select all of them, and drag them over the new condition. Sorry, drag them over 2. Yeah. Now we have a group. We can double click it to close it and get it out of our way. So, now it's all organized. Now, we're going to want to press new layer. Make sure you have that layer is too well visible. And then, we're going to want to drag in anything you have for your static. Like this. Now you have all your frames for static. I'm actually missing a frame here, so I'm going to drag in that last frame. And then if we hit play on our active, you'll see that it does a little bit of static, but it stops. So, direction options, loop. Now play it again, and that's looking like some static. So, I'm going to close out of that and hit OK. Next, I'm going to make sure we have our properties open. First of all, actually, we're going to name this static. Now you might see that our static is still on layer 1 and not layer 2. Drag and drop this to layer 2 so it's above the layer with Freddy on it. Click on blend coefficient and then drag it up till it's like around 160. Actually, drag it up a little bit more, 223. That looks about right. Now, if we run our frame, boom. Just with the static, it's looking way more FNaF-y. Now, me personally, I think I'm gonna add a little bit more flair to this. You don't have to, this is just me. So first, I'm gonna drag in this little white box. I don't really know how to describe it, but it appears on a lot of the cameras you see, and I think it adds a lot of polish. Then I'm also going to drag in a red circle, name it recording, and I'll drag this to the corner, double click on it, and add a new frame. Now, we don't do anything to this frame, we leave it empty. Loop. And let's do 4. Now, it's flashing on and off like a little recording icon. I'm going to click this and drag it out a little bit to make it larger. Now, let's see how it looks. Boom. I personally like the added polish. Now, you might be wondering, what about our title? You can use the string method I showed you. Insert object, string. And you could do like 5, enter nights, enter at, enter Freddy's. Drag that down, text, typeface. Get bigger. Text color white. But I think I'm just gonna use this image because I like whatever font Scott Cawthon has going on better than whatever Clickteam has going on. Their built-in fonts. So I'm gonna go transparency, transparency color, yes, get that, boom. But either way works. I just like this one's better. Now this is, now you also, you try to move these around, it can kind of get in your way. Like say you're trying to click on this, you end up moving that. There's an easy fix to that. You right click on it, lock. And you go to this layer with Freddy, click, right click, lock. Now, there's no way you could possibly have that in your way. I just think it's handy. If you want to unlock it, shift click, no, control shift click, yeah, my bad. Control shift click, and it'll unlock it. Now, this is looking pretty good. If we run our application, we get our warning screen, and then it goes to our menu screen. But it's not really a menu screen if we don't have any buttons to navigate through. So we're going to close out of this, go to our main menu, and then you can use the string method. I'm just going to drag and drop here. New game button. Just going to do my blend coefficient. No, not blend coefficient. Transparency color. Now you're going to want to move it around, kind of wherever you really want it to be. I'm just going to put it right here. Make it a little smaller. Right here. Next, you're going to want to right click, insert object, active, okay, and just click anywhere. And I want to double click on this active and press on the, really anything works. I'm going to press on the rectangle tool. You're going to want to press filled, and I'll just make it red so we know it's a hitbox. Now you drag to fill the whole thing, and you're going to want to go to properties of this active and uncheck visible at start. Now I'm just going to go ahead and name everything I haven't named yet, so I'm going to go rename title. Make sure you name everything, it keeps everything organized. Rename title. No, not title, sorry. Rename new game button. And we're going to name this red box new game hitbox. You're going to want to drag it around so that it covers the corner of the new game button, and you're going to want to drag it so that it covers all of the new game button. Boom. Now you might be wondering, why am I making a red square cover my new game button? This is because Clickteam's hitboxes are based off of not like the box around the image, but the image itself. So if I click on this, nothing happens. But if I click on this, it's selected. So this is just to make sure we can click in the general area of the new game button and it'll work. So we go to our event editor. I'm going to want to insert a new group of events, and I'm going to call it new game button. I'm going to click on a new condition. Mouse pointer and keyboard, mouse. User clicks on an object, then just hit yes, because this is our basic clicks. And then we're going to select our new game hitbox. Okay. Now we're going to want to go to our storyboard controls, hit next frame. Now we're going to make our basic newspaper. So we're going to rename frame through to newspaper. Double click on this to go to this frame. Now I'm just going to drag in or add a new active and then set the frame to whatever you want your newspaper to be. And now you're going to want to go to properties. Oh, make sure you have the frame selected. Actually, also newspaper. Lock. this, properties, then you're going to want to hit transitions, fade in, transition, fade from color. Then you just keep the black in the 2 seconds because I think that works. You're going to want to do the same with fade out, transitions, fade, color. And now, going to run our application. You'll see warning screen, main menu screen, click on new game, and it'll fade into the newspaper, and this will go to our night 1 and then our office, but that's going to be in the next part of this tutorial. Next, our last bit of polish is just going to be adding a main menu theme. So you're going to want to go to your event editor, new condition, sound, no, not sound, sorry, start a frame, sound, samples, play and loop sample on specific channel, from a file, browse, then just go to tutorial assets. This is where I'm keeping my stuff, is you just do whatever you're keeping your song in, menu. Then we're going to take the main theme from UCN, because it's where a lot of the assets are going to be coming from, or at least the main menu theme. I think I'm going to use most of the assets from UCN. Of course, use your own assets, don't steal other people's assets. This is obviously not going to be published because, you know, but this is just because I'm not good at art. This is just for the tutorial. Open, channel number, make sure you keep track of these because you can't play multiple samples on the same channel. I'm just going to put 1, it can be any number between 1 and 48 though. Okay, and repeat count, you're going to want to put 0 so it loops infinitely. Then, when we run our frame, there we go. And that is going to be it for our tutorial. If you want to, first let's actually rename this tutorial. So we have our game named. We're gonna go to File, Save As, and we're gonna want to go to wherever you want your assets for the game to be saved. And we're gonna take Application 2, or whatever it is, and then just name it to whatever the name of our game is, and save. That is it for the first of this tutorial series. Thank you for watching, and if you want to carry on your game, you probably should watch the next episode if it's out or when it comes out. And yep, that's pretty much it.